So a while back I made a video about this barn, its condition, and what needs to happen to bring it back to life. And since then I've been a little bit remiss at documenting what I have been doing. So what I'll do is show some of the progress that I've made in the barn, at least so far, which is really just discovery phase. And then I'll be doing a little bit of work here today, taking out some flooring.
So I've been pulling up flooring in here just because, especially over in this area, all this flooring was pretty rotten. So I started back at that corner and just was peeling it back. It's 2 layers of 1-inch boards. I've actually been throwing them all out that hole there in the siding. And so far I've done just over 2 bents. So there, and then this one, you can see the scarf joint there and the sill. And the sill from there over is in good shape. Coming this way on the outside, it's not in such good shape. I'm thinking there's probably going to be another scarf joint somewhere over here. That's my plan today, actually, is to take up this floor just toward the outside, kind of splitting it in half so that I can keep some flooring in here. The other thing is, this was wall, and it wasn't really hanging on much of anything except for these 2 kind of verticals here. But there was a dividing wall there. Took that out because getting at the floor underneath here and around that post and sill, it was going to be in the way. And then I have also removed some floor here. And again, the plan today is to take that much all the way across, taking it all the way down. I still have the plow and the disc in here, so I can't take out this, but I have also taken out some up there and over in the corner, and I'll get up closer to that so we can take a look. So coming up into this corner, we can see here the joists are actually down in the dirt, so I'm probably going to have to dig those out. And then looking at the sill here, it's elevated there, but then the sill is also in the dirt. And then as we come into this corner, you can see this sill here, the soil is filling all the way up the inside of it. So that is really almost underground. And I'm not optimistic on the condition of this sill in particular, running from this corner really all the way back to that scarf joint back there. It looks okay here. Through here, but again, I don't have a whole lot of confidence here once it goes into the dirt. Not sure what's going on here with respect to this joisting being opposite of everything else. Kind of, you can see there, everything is running front to back. Over here, that's running front to back. So I'm not sure what's going on in this corner, but until I get the plow and the disc out of here to pull this up, I'm not gonna really discover what's going on there.
So like I said, my plan is actually to tear out some more floor today. So I'm gonna grab a hammer and crowbar and get started working on it. A lot of it comes up almost with bare hands, but sometimes you gotta start them with the hammer and the crowbar. Well, it didn't take long to remove that section of floor. Some of the boards just broke as I tore them up. Others I could pull up with my hands. Some of them I started with the crowbar. Pretty quick. But let's go take a look at what we can now see underneath where that floor was.
So one of the fun things about this mid-19th century barn is that it's actually constructed of recycled timbers, and this one is particularly interesting in that it appears to be or have been a post at one time. We've got mortises in the side, which probably were a beam and a brace, and then we can see that there's a taper there, and a lot of the older posts tapered to a wider width up at the top where they would catch a rafter. This was likely also a post or a beam, and then as we continue through, you can see all of these joists pretty much are recycled. All those pockets in the side there have no reason to be there, just with this being a floor joist. So all of these have been repurposed. Then you've got that one straight ahead there. That's just a half round still. So is that just squared off on one edge? You see that quite a bit in these kind of structures. The other thing that I did not find that I thought I would find in this outer sill is another scarf joint. So the only scarf joint is all the way down there. And then this is running a solid 48 or so feet from there up to the corner as one continuous member. So a little surprised by that. In terms of its condition, the worst spot that I can see right now is right here, and I already knew about this from the outside, which is shown in that other video. This whole outside edge of this sill is in pretty darn tough shape, and so looking at this spot here, this bit needs to be replaced. The question will just be how far do we end up going with new timber. Another problem area is here. So this joist is fairly rotten. This was on a spot where the roof was leaking above this for a bit. The entire floor here was rotted to the point where I fell through. Turns out this joist took a hit as well. And then if we hop up over here to this back corner, this joist, and then that back sill, interestingly right in the top there, has some rot. So that may have to go. Originally I thought that was going to be okay, but that might actually just need to get replaced. And I think this piece goes from the corner just to the post there at the edge of the drive bay. Not sure about that. I'll have to explore under the door to find that out.
So at this point, the next step out here is probably going to be to get the plow and the disc out, continue taking up the floor toward that front corner, see if I can assess what's going on there, probably dig some of that dirt out. That'll probably wait till springtime when we can actually pull those things and get them outside. So probably be a while before I'm picking at this a little bit more. So with that, we'll wrap this one up.